Hello everybody, my name is Amanda and I study English literature at Glasgow University. And first of all, Happy New Year guys. I hope you have had a good start to the new year so far. The purpose of today's video is to talk about what you can do today to achieve your goals at the end of this year. Because we all know that vicious cycle of a new year, you set resolutions, you work really hard on them for like the first 2 or 3, maybe 4 months even, but then that motivation starts to dwindle and you end up not completing your goals, you end up falling out of your habits. So this video will basically be my tips on what you can do at the beginning of the year to make sure that you actually achieve those goals that you set, that you keep to those habits that you set. And yeah, without further ado, let's get going. So the first tip might sound a bit obvious, but it is to set reasonable goals for yourself. Because if you say that I'm going to go to the gym every day this year, I am going to eat only salad 3 times a day, I am going to study 5 hours a day every day, it's not going to happen. Be reasonable to yourself and set goals that you know that you'll be able to accomplish. Another thing that for me is really important is that you have your bigger goals for the year, but you also have smaller goals or milestones, so you feel like you're actually actively taking things off your list, you're accomplishing things, instead of having this big goal that you want to accomplish this year, but it's so far away that you can't really see any progress with it. Instead, I would recommend setting smaller goals so you can really see your accomplishment. If your goal is to be fit this year, break that goal into maybe I want to run a mile this fast, I want to be able to lift this heavy, instead of having this big intangible goal that you can't really conceptualize into something concrete. And that way it will be so much easier and get that spurt of motivation to keep going throughout the year. Another thing that I feel like is very important but is usually overlooked is that you set your goals, but also make sure that you set the reasons behind your goals. That is what's going to keep you going for the year. Why do I want to be healthy? Why do I want to get this grade? Why do I want to put these amounts of hours into studying? If there's no real reason behind you setting that goal, you're not going to hold yourself accountable to it either, because you don't really care about it enough. And there are plenty of things that can help you do this. I know that so many people like the concept of a vision board, where you do cutouts of things that will keep you motivated. So you have like a vision board for your fitness goals, a vision board for your study goals, and that will help you visualize your reasons behind wanting to accomplish this goal. And in my opinion, your reasons behind your goals are just equally important as the goals themselves. On the note on how to make your goals, I would also really want to highlight the importance of not just writing your goals down, but also how you're going to accomplish them. You got the goal, you got the why, now comes the how. So me, for instance, one of my big goals for this year is to try and stop scrolling, because I spend excessive amount of hours just scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, 1,000 times over, just seeing the same content, and it's just a vicious cycle. So how am I then going to accomplish this goal? Yes, I'm going to bring a book with me everywhere I go. So when I find myself just mindlessly scrolling, I always have a book with me. So make sure that when you make your list of goals, or when you set your priorities or your focuses for the year, just don't do the what, but also do the why and the how. So if we want to be a bit more concrete in these tips, because they've been very general about goal setting themselves. So what can you actually do today that will help you keep your goals going and keep your motivation going throughout the entire year? Well, for me personally, I think it comes down to 90% habits. And now in the beginning of the year, now's the time to create good habits and break the bad ones. And when it comes to habits, you can either ease yourself into it or just go like cold turkey 100% into it, and that's totally up to how you want to do it. But I think that customizing your method to the habit could definitely be a way to go. For instance, if you want to go to bed earlier, just go to bed earlier, like 30 minutes earlier every day. If you want to wake up earlier, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier every day until you reach the time when you actually want to get up. But let's say that you want to start eating healthier, then just stop buying junk food. Just like that. So I think that it's important to, like, when you want to create or break a habit, that you customize the way of doing it to the actual habit, so it's a reasonable and manageable thing to do, so it doesn't get too overwhelming. Another thing that's very important to me is organization, and I have actually this year started keeping a book of lists, and it's just a book where I have everything, like to-do lists, bucket lists, video idea lists, reading lists, just every type of list in one place. And that personally helps me visualize my goals, my methods, my priorities, because if I write them down, they're all there and I can move things around. If I feel disorganized, I don't feel motivated. If I don't feel motivated, I'm not going to do the things that's going to keep me moving towards my goals. The second to last tip is very geared towards studying specifically, and if you watched any of my other videos on this channel, I speak very favorably of designated study spaces. And the idea is just that you have a study space that's designated for studying, and therefore your brain will instantly know that this place is for studying, and it will help you with focus, motivation, all of that. Anyway, I also believe in the idea of moving your study space every now and then. I get bored really easily, and if I just sit in the same space week after week after week, even though it's a designated study area, I'll get bored of it. So therefore, I really recommend moving your study space. Just switching it up on a regular basis will help rejuvenate you and give you a fresh start. And lastly, just another general tip. If you fail, don't give up, because we are all going to fail this year. If you have a goal of being healthy and you just eat an entire tub of Ben & Jerry's, okay, fine, don't worry about it. Just because we fail one time, it's not an excuse, it's not a reason to just throw everything you've built up so far because of one mistake or two or three, because no one's perfect. You can take that mistake as just a bump in the road and something that will actually help you work towards your overall success instead. Failing is human, we all do it, and we're all going to do it over and over again, but remember that it has to be okay to fail. So I hope you found this video helpful and not too all over the place. I just feel so excited for this year, actually. Like, I want to get productive, I want to get organized, I want to get healthy, and I hope that you feel the same way. So I hope you feel that spurt of motivation for the new year. I would love to know what goals you guys have set for this year. If you have any questions, don't hesitate for a second to leave them in the comment section below. I would love to answer them. And yeah, that was pretty much it for today, so have a very good one. Bye.